Hello and welcome. I am Biradu, coach of the Atacama Tyranitars, and today I'm really happy, really excited because we're going to be doing a draft analysis for season 5 of BHDL. Now, this season is going to be an Uber season, and now we have here this cute little logo that I made myself, and I think it turned out pretty well because Palafin was a key leader of last season. So, without further ado, let's go into the rules of the draft, and then I'm going to show you what my draft looks like. So the rules are fairly simple. We have Ubers here divided in 4 different categories: platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. And these categories, all the platinum mounts cost 30 and the bronze mounts cost 20, and you have divided there in between. So the way this works is that you can draft either one platinum or 1 gold and 1 bronze, or 2 silvers, 1 silver, 1 bronze, or 2 bronze. You cannot get more than 2 Ubers, but if you get 1 platinum, you cannot get more than 1. So platinum is reserved for the most how should I say, the most powerful ones. Yeah. So we have a really high budget, thinking how these things cost a lot. 30 points for a platinum is almost 1/4 of your budget. So this is going to be 135. And to combat these powerful beasts, we actually have free Terra this time around. But with the caveat that you have to do Terra preview. And you have really good mods with Terra this time. Really powerful Terra captains. So let's see if we get something really good. And finally, you can choose up to 2 Terra captains with costing no more than 26 points. So that's going to be for the rules list. We got 11th pick, which isn't stellar. We really wanted to draft Groudon Sun team, but that couldn't be it because the first pick actually got Groudon. But we actually had a really good second plan, and we were crossing our fingers to get it. So our plan was, and we did get it, to draft our favorite, my favorite legendary actually, Ho-Oh. So why do I like so much this one? Because I remember the first episode of the anime. At the end scene of that episode is actually a shiny Ho-Oh flying around, and at that point internet was not so developed as it is now, and I remember getting to school and talking to my friends what that thing was. We did know that that thing wasn't one of the 151 first months, so that was a mystery to us. Nice Easter egg that the Pokemon company threw at us back then. So Ho-Oh is really good actually, has really good stats. It's fairly bulky, amazing attack, really good special attack, and special defense, which is amazing. 90 base speed, which is fairly good. Kind of average for Uber's standards, but that's okay. Ho-Oh is going to be the glue of our team. That's why I drafted it first, because I thought this is a really good mon, a really good support mon, and I gotta get the most out of it. Its ability Regenerator makes it take a lot of damage without going down, and actually this thing has Earthquake, Recover, Sacred Fire to burn our opponents, and also Stab Bravery, so we're going to be hitting really hard, even uninvested. Next up, we have Iron Threads. We needed a good spinner to be able to get rid of those rocks that would threaten Ho-Oh otherwise. And this is the second time in a row we draft Iron Threads. Such a good mon, really good base speed, amazing defense, and fairly good attack. Its ability is Quark Drive, which let us use that booster energy to boost either one of its stats. Hopefully, and most often it's going to be speed or defense. And this is a really good support mon, gives us access to rocks, also up to a pivoting move in Volt Switch, and our Rapid Spirit, as I mentioned before. So really good ground type, also blocks Volt Switch really well. Next up, we have our Terra Captain. This is going to be Ogerpon, but this time it's not going to be Ogerpon Wellspring like last season. This time it's going to be Ogerpon TL, And this is really cool because we will get both abilities here, Defiant when it's not Terra, and Embody Aspect, I think it's called, when it's Terra, which is going to boost our speed for +1. So our opponent is going to be really fast. It's going to hit really hard because we're not going to be item locked anymore. We're going to be able to carry like Life Orb or Choice Band, and with Ivy Cudgel, a high base power move with coverage in Play Rough to hit those dragons that are running around this tier, and with utility options such as Knockoff or Spikes, I'm sure our opponent is going to come clutch for us, either being an Utility Mon or a Breaker or Cleaner for us. Next up, we have Raging Bolt, called Franklin this time. And Raging Bolt is actually a mon that I wanted to draft since it came to Scarlet and Violet, but there was a coach here which always drafted it really early. So Raging Bolt is an amazing Pokemon with such a high special attack and access to also Photosynthesis, which is alike Corp Drag with a booster energy. We are going to be able to boost our special attack even further, or in some cases boost our defense or special defense. And what is good about this one is that it gets access to Thunderclap, which is a priority move like Sucker Punch. We also get access to Calm Mind and False Switch, another form of pivoting. So now we have 3 Pokemon that can pivot so far. So yeah, I look forward to draft this beast. It actually also has really good utility options in Roar or Dragon Tail. So yeah, I'm really sure that this mon, even though it's not a Tier Captain, will do great for us. Next up, we needed a Fairy type to combat all those dragons that were running around in the tier. So that's why we drafted Gardevoir, called Machi here. Gardevoir is such a special one because it has this ability called Trace, which lets us copy our opponent's ability. So in certain matchups, it actually could come up really clutch. Gardevoir also has really powerful Moonblasts. It's not the most speedy mon, but with a Choice Scarf, it actually could do really well into some Cougars. And also gives us plenty of utility, actually. We have access to screens in case we want to bring Hydrophones one week, or in case we need to check certain threats that otherwise would stop us. We also got access to Will-O-Wisp, to Thunder Wave, so a bunch of different moves that are going to help us help the rest of our mons do their job better. Next up, we have Tentacruel, called Phaeton, this season. Tentacruel is a secondary rapid spinner that I think we needed actually, because in some matchups we probably wouldn't want to bring Iron Threads, and Ho-Oh also pretty much always needs that spinning support. So what's good about Tentacruel? It's a good bulky type, good bulky water type, has access to Flip Turn to pivot, and it's a utility beast actually. Gets Toxic Spikes, Toxic, Knockoff. So this mon is going to be super annoying for our opponents. This ability, Clear Body, actually makes it so we are not, they cannot lower our stats, which could come clutch in some matchups, but also it gets Liquid Boost, which prevents being drained. So, and actually damages our opponent that drain us. So Tentacruel is going to be great as a secondary rapid spinner, and I hope that we could put in some work with Tentacruel. I had never drafted this before. I actually don't love Tentacruel's design, but I think Tentacruel will do amazing for us. Next up, we have another mon that we had never drafted and had never considered before actually. It's Covalion, called Nobunaga this season, with a great ability for Covalion because it's Justified, which raises our attack, I think, when hit by a dark type move, and Covalion actually resists dark types attacks Cobalion has such high high defense, high speed. So this is a utility mod that will give us access to setup through status. Actually, we can even bring setup with iron defense and stop body press, which not many tanks can say about them. So that's really good. We actually have access to Thunder Wave if we want to paralyze things for our Thunder, our Raging Ball to outspeed things, or our Gardevoir too. And we have plenty of other options that I want to keep to myself, because I think this one is really unexplored in our league, and I look forward to see what I can do with it. It also has access to Volt Switch, so with this 5 hours of our 7 months so far can actually be more. Next up, we have Aaronjrupp called Pakunoda. So Aaronjrupp is a really interesting one. I had never drafted this before either and had never thought about it, but I saw there was a Spectre in our opponent's team and I didn't have anything to deal with that thing, so I was pressed to pick this normal type, but also I didn't want to be so weak to Ghost, so I needed a normal Psychic type. This thing was Psychic, and the normal type actually helps with Ghosts that way. So that's it. I didn't want to be weak to fighting. That was it. Sorry. So this normal type is not weak to fighting, which is really good. Has an ability called Cut 2, which gives us double berries in consecutive turns, but also has Armor Tail, which prevents this thing to be hit by priority in case we want to run something like Trick Room, for example. It has access to Nasty Blood as well, and Calm Mind, and it's actually a really decent setup sweeper with stored power. So also has the ability to Wish Pass, just like our Gardevoir, and this is going to come in pretty handy at keeping either Raging Ball or Ho-Oh really healthy. And finally, we just drafted 9 months this time around. We didn't draft more, but finally we needed to finish strong. And how did we do that? Well, we drafted some of the most, probably the most powerful, physically powerful one that was in the draft, which is going to be Kyurem-Black, called Ubohin. And in this season, it has an amazing ability called Terraform, which actually is like Moon Breaking, and has some of the best coverage you could ask from a Pokemon, which is Volt Beam coverage in form of Fusion Blow, which is a really strong electric type attack. We have access to Icicle Spear, which we can pair with load dice in order to deal a lot of damage. We have access to Dragon type moves in the form of Dragon Claw or Outrage, and also have the ability to set up Dragon Dance. And I'm not going to mention more things about Kyurem-Black because I want it to be a surprise for my opponents, but I think this one is not only a setup sweeper, it actually can perform different roles for the team. And that's going to be our draft analysis for BHDL Season 5. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll leave you with this amazing picture that I got for my whole team. Hopefully you enjoyed this thing. If you like the content, hit like, subscribe, and comment down below if you want to see me doing more about this team. I want to post a next video about my favorite mods. I got inspired by King Biradu, a newcomer to BHDL, who did that a year ago, and I thought that was pretty clever. Well, I'm going to spoil you a little bit. Ho-Oh is definitely in my top 10 of favorite mods. Well, that's going to be it for this draft analysis. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Well, we beat him. Sure. What's that?
There is no data. There are still Pokemon yet to be identified.